Well, good afternoon and welcome to Digital Time Capture's webinar. We hope that you enjoyed today's presentation and strongly encourage you to post any questions or comments that you might have throughout the presentation within the chat box that is provided through the GoToMeeting browser. We'll be asking a few survey questions to help better understand specific trends and challenges that you and your organization may be facing. And the presentation will be made available on our website, and we will email notification out to you once it's posted and ready for your viewing. So my name is Scott Cuthbert. I'm the CEO of Digital Time Capture, and Michelle Klopstra is joining us. She's the marketing specialist who helped organize and arrange the meeting today. So thank you very much, Michelle, for your efforts. Wanted to start with a quick introduction. So who is Digital Time Capture? We're the de facto timesheet management solution for the industrial construction industry. We deal with the industry challenges of the fact that every contractor is responsible for capturing and reporting daily timesheet information to their clients. Companies are obligated and legislated to pay their employees correctly and on time. And accurately capturing all the required information within the time constraints is near impossible without the right systems and the right processes in place. We've seen contractors rushing to get all the hours entered to make the reporting and payroll cutoffs, only to turn around and spend days or even weeks making corrections and reconciliations after the fact to that information. Looking at one of ADP's surveys that they put out recently, you can see that construction companies, 53% of them said that their biggest concern is accuracy around timesheet and payroll information. And here's where we'll take a quick poll of our attendees to see if they are facing the similar issues. So the poll question is, out of the issues that you face, which one is the most important, accuracy, efficiency, accountability, or reliability? And based on people attending, 80% of attendees say that accuracy is the most important and largest concern they have when it comes to timesheet and payroll information. And the remaining 20% said reliability of the information. So our view of the industry is that there's this storm cloud of information raining down on us, whether it's the employee's name or ID or hours worked or standby or premiums, bonuses. All of this information is raining down, and we typically see people out on site or even in the payroll admin departments collecting all this information in Excel spreadsheets because the current systems really aren't set up to collect this varied, disparate information. The challenge is that the people responsible for collecting and reporting this information need to be cognizant of the payroll and legislative requirements. They also need to understand union or non-union collective agreements and how the information needs to be interpreted in accordance with those collective agreements. They also need to understand the specific contract that's in place between the contractor and the owner and what requirements are required as far as collecting, calculating, and reporting the timesheet information. And sort of what I've categorized as project-specific rules and regulations. So there's, you probably don't see this within your organization, but we've seen it in the industry where special deals or arrangements are cut outside of collective agreements or contractual agreements based on getting specific people on site working on your particular project. So maybe a truck allowance or an extra hour of travel time. Those types of arrangements are sometimes made on a project-by-project or employee-by-employee basis. Our survey of the industry is that 80% of the information that's captured and calculated occurs outside of the financial or payroll system first before it's then rekeyed into those systems. So what we wanted to do is, again, take a quick poll question and see if this is consistent with people attending the survey today. So how do you currently capture this information? Is it within an Excel spreadsheet, within a custom system, a combination of Excel and custom systems, commercial timesheet software, or directly into your payroll system? So it appears that 60% of people attending today capture timesheet information first in an Excel spreadsheet, and the remaining 40, it's a combination of Excel and custom applications. So moving on to our next slide, just some examples that we see of the things that go on out in the field on project sites. Classification overrides, so a foreman goes home, maybe sick for the afternoon or gets called away. The collective agreements typically say someone needs to be appointed foreman, so classification or rates need to be overridden right there in the field. Bonus hours, paid hours worked. What happens if partial hours are worked, or if someone has to go home for various reasons? How are those bonuses calculated? Turnaround pay again, so you might get turnaround allowance for traveling up to site and back to home from that site. What happens if you start late or leave early? How are those things calculated? Miscellaneous lump sum, attendance records being pulled in to validate and measure performance. Again, how are those calculated if you're tracking them in an Excel spreadsheet versus in a system that's rules-based that can be configured to meet those specific rules for that particular project? LOA, living out allowance again, so who's qualified, who doesn't qualify, who's in camp. Those sorts of things are very difficult to manage in Excel or even in custom applications. And again, there's always a rush to capture this information to make the payroll cutoff, and the question is, why is accuracy so important? And you can find many studies that will tell you the cost of inaccurate information is 3 to 5 times greater than getting it right the first time out of the gate. Tight timelines to get payroll entered into the system, to get owner reporting done, turned around to the owner. Corrections are very time-consuming and lead to huge inefficiencies within the process. Late or inaccurate payroll can result in penalties, disgruntled employees, and again, correcting and managing complaints that are non-value-added activities that take up huge amounts of time and energy of people involved in the administration of projects. ADP again surveyed the different industries, and 56% of the construction companies surveyed said that if they didn't spend so much time on performing administrative functions around timesheets and payroll, that they would be able to reinvest that time and energy back into their running of their companies, which is pretty significant. Wanted to take a quick look at return on investment. So we've worked fairly closely with our customers in analyzing their ability to get the return on investment. And obviously through increased accuracy, if the information's right the first time, it's a huge savings on corrections and reconciliations after the fact. We've got a huge reduction in the effort required to capture the information when the system is designed in the first place to capture industrial construction time, and avoid penalties and disgruntled employees, which may not have a financial impact, but definitely can have an efficiency and goodwill type impact on organizations over the long run.